Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Why are you smelling the microphone?
No, I'm just ready to talk.
That's how you get ready to talk?
Ready to talk.
By getting your nose and mouth near the microphone? Are you sniffing the microphone? Dude, I don't like that noise in my ear
I know, that's why
at all. Dude.
I know. I figured you would. That's why
I do not like it at all. By the dude, can I tell you something? It's been so windy here. When Indiana Jones goes outside and the wind hits his butthole, he thinks somebody's tapping him and he turns around. Every time the wind blows, he's like, oh.
Stop touching my ass.
Yeah, maybe he thinks it's me going, but he's bucking Bronco out there, dude.
Yeah, no, Milo does not like the wind. Milo stays inside.
Well, he could blow away in this wind.
Yeah, he'll go outside and sniff the air, and he'll do this.
I hate that, dude. Can I tell you?
He'll sniff the wind. If it's windy, he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll piss inside."
Can I tell you
Well,
something
I like pee pads
hysterical I saw on my street, dude? So, this guy was bringing in his fucking barrel.
Yeah.
And the wind blew and the top of the barrel flew up and whacked him right in the face. What?
That's so funny.
And then you heard him go, fuck, right?
That's the best part. That's the best part.
And he kept trying to put it down, but the wind is, seriously, the gusts are like 50 miles an hour. And it kept fucking...
Just me imagining him going,
fuck. Dude, it's so funny.
I love that. Those are the best. There's a TikTok sound where it's like, you want to play a game of whack fuck, and it just goes, all you hear is someone go, whack fuck.
Yeah, sure.
The best. It's the one of the best TikTok sounds I've ever fucking heard.
This dude was struggling to get his barrels in. He was trying to do them both at the same time, and the lids kept going. Bap, 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 bap. It was amazing.
That's pretty fucking
funny.
funny.
When it hit his face, because it went straight up, and he had both of his hands on the barrel.
Oh, he didn't stop it.
No, dude. It flushed him right in the fucking...
It's like the opposite of a toddler falling down.
Oh, it was amazing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And you know what he heard for sure?
You laughing?
Oh, there's no way he didn't hear. I'm not sure if you know this about my laugh, but hard to hide. I was out on the balcony.
Oh, shit.
And that's why I heard him go, fuck. And I was like, ah! Yeah, he didn't look, though.
Oh, well, no, of course he didn't. Like, I would have looked up and been like, glad you saw it.
No, I think he was trying to, like, pretend like it didn't happen.
But him screaming, fuck.
No, God.
Definitely doesn't give it away.
Maybe my favorite. Because also, I don't know if you know this about our street, but your mom and I might be the youngest people on that street. There are some people with kids.
What about the dudes with the crazy cars down the street?
Nah, they moved out. That guy who had a new car like every 2 seconds.
That Lambo's still there every time I drive.
Different Lambo.
Oh.
Different guy.
Oh, weird flex, but okay.
Not a flex on my part. You know, I think
nobody in my neighborhood has
dude,
a Lambo.
I think they think, honestly, when I drive my car, I think they think it's probably the house cleaner's car.
I've seen worse cars than yours up there.
I don't have a bad car.
No, in driveways, I've seen worse cars than yours.
I'm not a car guy. I don't care. I want to feel comfortable in the car. And
I want to go fast.
Well, you're not doing that in your car.
Says you. Cocaine Jacob drove really fast.
Cocaine Jacob.
It's my alter ego.
When you reference cocaine,
it's my arch nemesis.
Do you know who mine is, right?
Sweaty Guy?
Yeah,
yeah, I know who yours is.
So it's Sweaty Guy and Cocaine Jacob.
Yeah, against Josh and Jacob Wolf.
Dude, Sweaty. I hate Sweaty Guy.
Which is which?
I know. I hate Sweaty Guy so much.
Yeah, Sweaty Guy was also like
Cocaine Jacob.
Oh yeah. Remember how sweaty I was?
Your hands were like sweaty.
My pits.
Yeah.
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 This was a lot of sweat. Also didn't help that I needed to shower every day, but didn't.
Does that make you sweat more?
No, it's just because I stank.
Oh. Did you stink? Did Cocaine Jacob stink?
Yeah, probably. Personal hygiene wasn't the best. I got my teeth cleaned last week after the podcast.
Dude. Cocaine Jacob. Dun, 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 dun. He's gonna do all the cocaine around.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Cocaine Jacob. Dun, dun, dun.
Mom would love that.
No,
I know. Mom hates the fact that I refer to my drug addiction as Cocaine Jacob.
Yeah, she hates it.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Cocaine Jacob makes me laugh.
Me too. Anytime you reference him.
Yeah. I like how we talk about him like it's not me sitting in front of you. Hey, I'm definitely Cocaine Jacob. How are you?
I want to know if you can hear this on the mic.
Why?
Could you hear
First
that?
time you've ever done that?
Could you hear
No,
that?
I could hear it through the headphones. Actually,
Could you feel the rumble on the ground?
no, I did not feel the rumble.
Yeah,
I love it when that happens. Did you gas yourself out?
it was thick. It was like a sandwich.
I'm gonna sit all the way back here, so you guys will have to adjust the camera angle.
Yeah,
Here, actually, you know what? I'll just.
that really helped.
Yeah, it did actually help a lot.
No, I mean the 6 inches back will stop the fart from reaching you.
It hasn't reached me yet.
Well, because it seems to be clouded over my head.
It's called karma. You tried to gas us in a chamber, which I feel like as a Jew you wouldn't do, but you know, you did it anyways.
You know what's funny about these?
Like, I feel like this would be PTSD for you. Any closed doors, you'd be like, "No, you got to at least open a window."
Can I tell you? Well, I wasn't
know.
there, dude. Can I tell you?
I know that you don't have a fucking tattoo on you of a number,
I wouldn't call it a tattoo. That feels
a
like
brand.
Yeah, it feels tattoo feels like it's not
Look,
really
on a technicality, it's a tattoo.
true.
I'm not trying to be a dick about it.
Dude.
It's a tattoo. I've met a Holocaust survivor. It's fucking.
Oh, so then you can say whatever you want.
No, I'm just saying it's scary.
Yeah,
See,
I met one. So
Seeing the brand of the tattoo is fucking scary.
dude, can I tell you something for real that I learned? And I had never worked in an office before. And so when I worked on Chelsea lately, you know, they had these office chairs. And what I learned from the office chairs that I had learned actually sitting on airplanes for a long time before leather seats came is that you could fart into the cushion and it would stay there. And the cushion would collect the farts like a fart purse. And it
Fart purse was my nickname in high school.
and the farts never came out until you kind of gave it a little tap. So you could tap and then the smell would come up, but you could like deposit these farts into the cushion. People who work in the office know what I'm talking about. You fart, you put your whole butthole so there's no, and it farts directly into the cushion and the cushion eats the fart and it gets absorbed into the cushion. And then it stays there until you sit and the air comes up and it's like a fart, somebody farted right in your face. Oh, it was a good time. I do that on the airplanes, not anymore because I found out the hard way that leather doesn't absorb the fart quite as well.
No, it actually, I think, makes it louder.
Yeah, it's like somebody put a microphone.
Yeah.
Dude, did I tell you what I did to this dude? Okay. And then we'll start the podcast right after this.
Well, we've already started the podcast, but this is, I guess, where we're
Did I tell you what I did to the dude? I told you. The guy who, okay. Oh, I did. I told you last week, right? About the farting, the guy who snorted with his mouth open. And
Oh, yeah. You cupped some farts and threw them in his mouth.
yeah.
It was diabolical. It is an absolutely diabolical thing to be doing.
Nah, dude. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not when you make your problem my problem.
I want you to know, if that ever happened, I'm throwing hands with a stranger.
Well, you also mouth open.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
throwing hands. If you decide at any point in time you think that's funny,
But you don't keep me awake with your snores on the plane. This dude threw my headphones.
well, it's because you have shitty Apple headphones.
No,
Get good
dude.
headphones.
Fuck off.
No, I will not. You have the plug-in ones that they fucking give you with the phone.
Because I'm not trying to get cancer with Bluetooth. That's
oh
why.
my God, you're such an old fuck for that.
That's old? No, that's not old, dude. That's new
Nobody
age.
my age is saying that. though.
Because you guys are retarded, not because you're not new age. You don't believe that things can hurt you.
I
But
didn't-
Bluetooth is basically those waves going into your brain, man. That's like having a battery on your head. That's how they kill you.
Use Bluetooth in your car.
Huh?
Use Bluetooth in your car.
What?
No, I'm not doing that again. I'm not playing that again. Nope. Nope.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hey, Man. I'm Josh.
I'm Jacob. You just going to scroll over the fact that you use Bluetooth in your car?
I don't want to talk about it.
The dumb argument. It's a dumb argument.
Nah, dude, it's not. It's on your head. There's a battery
It's
on your head.
It's surrounding your head. You're inside of a metal car with Bluetooth reverbing off of everything.
But everything?
Everything.
That was a weird pronunciation of that.
Everything.
I don't do Bluetooth in the car, though. I just do
That's
it.
cap. You called me on Bluetooth on your phone on the way fucking here
How can you tell?
because you pulled up next to me in the car and looked at me and talked to me without having the phone next to your face like you were on speaker.
Why did you air quote?
Because you weren't on speaker.
Yeah, but
you were
that
on
doesn't mean your generation does not know when to air quote, dude.
Hey,
Not
guess-
on speaker.
Hey, here's my air quote. Fuck. How about that? How about get fucked? How about get fucked? And you use Bluetooth. Holy shit. Then use the small ones. Use the little AirPods that are tinier.
That's Bluetooth.
They're smaller than the big headphones.
It's Bluetooth. Dude, Bluetooth is Bluetooth.
Dude, it's so much comfier doing the podcast from all the way back here. I'm not going to lie.
Why?
Because I'm leaned back. I'm still in camera. I'm chilling out. I'm far enough away from your face.
I do want to say, this week in particular here in Vegas, I really was missing beer, and I don't drink, and I really dug in to some Best Day Brew this week, and it was so good, dude. I have like a cold 12 pack in my fridge all the time.
Nice.
And I dug into that IPA, and I fucking just, every time I crack one of those open, it reminds me how much I like Best Day. I want to tell you, I was at a place where I won't say, and I won't say the name of it, that had a different NA beer, and I tried it at a restaurant. I took 2 sips, and I was like, P.U. stinky. And this is supposedly the best-selling NA beer out there. Guys, I want to let you know the Best Day Brew is just a great tasting beer. Now, it doesn't have alcohol, but it is just a great tasting beer. It has so many different flavors now, but I am so excited. And so it's so cool to have them sponsor this podcast because they're such a quality product. And if you guys love the taste of beer, but don't want the alcohol, I'm telling you right now, there is not anything better than Best Day Brew. And they're not selling, they're skyrocketing. They're not selling to a big company because they're keeping it small batch, high quality. So if you like NA beers, guys, I'm telling you right now, Best Day Brew is the beer for you. Zero question about it. I feel like you missed me. We haven't seen each other in a while.
I know.
How long has it been since we've seen each other?
Probably last week on the podcast. Or no, on the, podcast was last Tuesday. And now it's Monday. So it's been about 6 days.
Oh yeah, we skipped a weekend.
Yeah.
And I know that you missed me.
No, I wouldn't say missed.
Missed.
No.
Missed.
No.
Moved.
No. Not the word I would use.
What's the word you would use?
Trying to think of a polite one. It's been a nice break. And look, we always say this when we come back and we have a week or two off. It's like, we see each other a lot.
Maybe do you want to get your own hotel room?
No, I have my own hotel room in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, will that make it better if you get your own hotel room?
No, because the weekends are when we're on the weekends. And also the last 2 Fridays, we've actually have been a lot more fun now that you've stayed awake after you're doing your mushroom.
Well, I didn't know you wanted to talk to me, dude.
Well, I'm up. You know me. I'm up until like 2 a.m. our time. So no matter where we are, I'm up until at least 3 a.m. the local time.
Okay, yeah, dude. Can I just tell you?
Even if I'm tired, my body's like, no, pussy, you're not going to bed until 2. And I'm like, why?
Took some mushrooms and went to Dead & Co. at the Sphere.
Yeah. It's your second time doing that.
But this time, way more mushrooms.
Yeah. I also didn't pick you up this time.
No, but I called you on the ride home.
In the Uber. Yes.
Yo, this was such a different experience.
Do they do a different show every time?
Yes.
Oh, sick.
But also different seats, right? So for the first half or so, I was in a box and could up there and could really, I didn't have to crane up to see the visual.
The higher level is the best. Sorry to cut you off. I'm just putting my input in there as well. The higher level is so much more fun.
I'm going to tell you the first half of the show, I did not look at the band once.
Yeah. Why would you?
No.
That's not the point of the Sphere.
Didn't look at the bands once. And then and then we went down for the drum circle part. We went down on the riser and laid down and looked up at it was like,
you can lay down in there?
Well, in one spot. I had some great seats, dude, and great tickets provided by my new management company that hooked it up for your boy.
Hell yeah.
And it was amazing.
Where are my free tickets to something?
Well, they don't manage the Sphere. They manage Dead & Co.
Oh, sick.
So,
what else do they manage?
And then you're nobody you would like, dude.
How do you know?
Because I saw.
What are you doing?
What are you, Devin? And then I did meet a new dude. A new dude?
Pause. Pause.
Yeah. I did meet a guy, dude.
I met a new guy.
I met a guy who was such a good dude, man.
He treated me so nice. He bought me
Shut your face.
He bought me drinks. He bought me some food.
He was such a good dude. And we, at the beginning of the night, I will tell you who I saw at that concert.
Probably a bunch of fucking people.
Who you don't see very often, has zero social media presence.
Oh, wait, can we?
But is like so huge.
Okay, can I guess?
You'll never guess.
Oh, fuck it. Stevie Wonder.
No, dude, he's on social media. This dude, you can't find him on the internet. But if you know, you know. This dude's name is Dick Cadillac. Legit.
Pause.
Dick Cadillac.
Top 5 hardest names of all time.
Dude,
Dick Cadillac?
His name is Dick Cadillac.
Question. Sorry to cut you off. I have questions for this. Richard Cadillac goes by Dick, or is his name Dick Cadillac?
I'm assuming his name is Richard, but if you know, you know. But dude, when he walked into the suite, there was like a whisper. It was like, is that Dick Cadillac? Fucking, when your God-given name is Dick Cadillac.
Yeah.
And you live up to it, and nobody questions, and nobody makes fun, and nobody's like, oh, it sounds like a porn star. You just like, oh yeah, that dude is definitely Dick Cadillac. And when he walked in, everybody was like, is that Dick Cadillac? Dude, bananas. And
who is he?
Dick Cadillac is this dude who's got just, I'm not sure how he came into his money, but if you like, he's like the consigliere for everybody. If you got $1 gazillion and you want to know if it's a good idea to do something, you call Dick Cadillac. He's that dude.
He's like a broker of sorts, but like not a specific to one thing, but he's just like a life broker.
Yeah, dude. He's like all of their best friends.
Interesting.
Everybody wants to, and he's super reclusive and no social media, no presence online at all, dude.
How do you find him?
It's like Bill Murray. You know, Bill Murray doesn't have a phone number for age. You just call a number and you leave a message, and maybe if he wants to do the movie, he'll do it.
Wait,
but if not, like Bill Murray, like sometimes you're like, how did they get Bill Murray in that movie? You get his number, you leave the idea on the voicemail, and he might want to do it, he might not.
So if you get a call back, he wants to do it, but if you don't get a call back, he doesn't want to do it.
That's right.
Is there a time frame that he calls you? By the way, I don't expect you to know anything.
I don't know. I don't know.
I have so many questions.
I don't know. And I don't know the number.
Rich people are so weird.
But Dick Cadillac, dude, is that guy. And you never know when he's going to swoop in and help. And it's just like, but he was there. He was in the box, and I couldn't believe that I got to meet him. 0 pictures with Dick Cadillac.
Well, 0 online presence. You're not allowed to take pictures.
Yeah, he's not in with taking pictures with Dick Cadillac.
Does he roll with us like a squad of security? Like, does he roll with big people? Does he roll by himself?
Solo.
He just rocks himself dolo wherever he goes.
Solo when Dick Cadillac walked in, dude. It was fucking crazy.
That's big dick energy.
I said to my new manager, I go, dude, is that Dick Cadillac? And this is their box. He was like, yeah, we leave a ticket for him. He never needs it. He just gets in. But we always leave, like Elvis, we leave a ticket for Dick Cadillac, and sometimes he shows up and sometimes he doesn't.
At every Dead & Co show?
No, at wherever they are. Dude, people want Dick Cadillac in their booth.
That sounds dirty.
It was crazy. But can I tell you, okay, so first of all, the show was amazing. The show was amazing. And visually and musically, I want to tell you something seriously. Watching John Mayer on mushrooms, and I've seen him before not on mushrooms, but it was so clear to me how, and this is the word I'm going to use, because I saw Jen Widerstrom there.
Oh, nice.
How open he is as an artist, as a vessel. She was like, you know, he told me the other night, he doesn't know what note he's playing next. It just comes. Because he's just open to, that's how brilliant he is. He trusts that he's going to find the right note next when he does the solos. It's
really interesting.
Crazy, right?
If you listen to there's an album that I love, shout out my boy Jackson Odell, There's Live at the Nokia. It's John Mayer. It's in like 2007 or 2008. I think it's called Where the Lights Are. He put out a whole album just of his whole set at the Hollywood Bowl in 2007. It's one of the best albums of anything ever put together, like the set itself. But it makes sense because if you listen to that and you listen to him play guitar, you never really know which way he's going. He kind of just ends up somewhere, but it always seems like he has a flow in it. It's really...
Flow's the right word to it.
It's really incredible. Like you're like, wait, I didn't think he was going to go there. And then he goes somewhere else. And you're like, wait, but why does this all fit together when it's all three completely different tempos, beats, styles?
He makes himself as an artist so open and so available. And I will tell you, was so inspirational that I made a decision that night that from here on out, man, for me, it's just going to be about fun. That's what I like. Look, if you guys come to my shows and you're looking for somebody to move you politically or socially, or you're trying to learn something, you're coming to the wrong show.
Yeah.
You're at the wrong show. But if you want to come and turn your brain off and laugh at some silly shit, you're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
You're going to have a great time. And I think that's how I'm going to, that's how I'm going to run my social media. And I've heard, I'm getting more and more comments like, what's with a 50-year-old dude laughing at fart jokes? Hey guys, guess what? I thought fart jokes were funny when I was 10. I thought they were funny when I was 21. When I was 35, equally funny. When I was 50, super funny. Now that I'm 55, even funnier. My sense of humor is not going to change.
Yeah.
No matter how old I get. I'm not going to ever dress like your grandfather. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
But maybe your grandmother.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I wear women's shirts.
That's what I'm saying.
So I wore women's shirts to the Sphere the other night.
I know you did.
And somebody goes, is that a woman's shirt? You know what I said?
Not when he wears it.
Yeah, I said, not when I wear it. It's not. But that's where I'm at, man. Fun.
Cool.
And so I'll tell you the other inspirational thing, and then let's get into what we want to talk about today. Dude, so there's a woman I know named Caitlin Stone who brought me into this management group.
Okay.
And I've known her for years, dude, years. And we've always talked about working together. And finally, she was like, our company is ready for you. Are you want to do it? I was like, fuck yes, I do. And you know how much I like this. She said, we do angel tickets. Do you want to come out? I go, what do you mean? And she said, you know, these tickets are to the Sphere, like $500. But we have a bunch of tickets that they buy that they give away to people who are just out there waiting and they know somebody might come out with angel tickets and they just wait. And so the managed group comes out and hands these people tickets who, you know, it's getting into the Sphere, dude, is cost prohibitive, dude. That's not a cheap ticket.
Hell yeah. That's awesome that they do that.
And I'll tell you something even more awesome, what I love about the dead community, which I might be becoming a deadhead. There were 4 people. And so Caitlin and I walked up to the 4 of them and they were like, you guys want tickets? And one of the women said, I would like to, but, and we're just going to say her name's Annie, but Annie across the street has never been to a dead show. Her friends are inside. I'd like to give her my ticket. I'm like, do you know her? She goes, I just met her.
Oh. And
I was like,
nice.
Yeah. And I turned to the dude who I met that night, this guy named, I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want me to say his name. And I go, that's amazing. He goes, this is what the community is. It was right. One of the reasons I love that show, dude, is because vibe-wise, it's all just people having the fucking time of their lives. And I've never been around so many 60-year-old braless women, though. Holy shit. That was a dance circle. You got to wear goggles. You're going to lose an eye.
Oof.
But yeah, dude, it was, but everyone's having such a good time. And I made a joke to this dude when I was looking at everybody dancing because it's all white. It's all whites. It's the whites.
That's their.
So it does look like it doesn't look like anybody's dancing to the same music.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? I'm like, everybody looks like everybody's at a silent disco. Yeah. Oh, we're doing that a lot more now.
I read your mind. I knew where you were going.
But it looks like everybody's dancing to the silent disco, right?
That's hilarious.
And then I'm down in the later after we do the laying down, looking at the ceiling, dancing. And my new buddy was like, dude, you're one of the people dancing to your own music. I'm like, fuck. It's because half the people are on drugs. So how they're dancing is not equating to anything anybody else.
100%. And by the way, I think if you're at a Dead & Co, more than half of them are on drugs.
Yeah.
I would say 3/4 of them are on drugs.
You know who else I met that night?
By the way, sorry, not a shot at them. That's just the company that they carry.
Do you know who else I met that night? This dude in the box. He goes, "Let me get a picture of you." I said, "Okay." And I was talking about some images up on the screens. I go, "These images are amazing." He goes, "Oh, they're all mine." I said, "What?" He goes, "Every image you've seen from the dead in the last 40 years, I took that picture."
Whoa.
I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I've been at all these."
Whoa.
I was so honored to meet that guy, dude. To me, that's a fucking artist and a half, but his pictures were like so iconic and so fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
So what a night of artistic inspiration. I need those every now and then. You know, I leaned into music hard when I was in Nashville.
Yep.
And things were going amazing.
Yep.
And I started to question myself. And I was like, no, I'm a comic. Get back to storytelling. You're a storyteller. And I love it. But you know what I love?
Having fun.
Yeah, dude. I love having fun. And the music is so much fun. So I'm going back to what I was doing when I was having the most fun, which is a real blend of stories and music, a real campfire feel to the show. You and I on stage together, fucking around. You've been on fire on stage. You feel real loose. And just, I want the show to feel alive. And so I'm so fucking psyched for what's coming for us.
Yeah.
And so, dude, really excited and inspired. And yeah, dude.
All right.
Where are you at right now?
Oh, I'm good. You know, this week we had the week off, but it was great because my little fella Milo had some dental work done this week.
Yeah. How's his breath?
Great.
How was it before?
Not. But here's the thing. And like people will say, why didn't you get his teeth checked and this and that? I just want to preface this by saying we adopted him when he was 8. It'll be 4 years this summer since we've had him. It's been the greatest 4 years. When we got him, there was no record of any vet visits. His teeth and dental work were kind of already in a bad place. And he'd only had on record 1 vet visit for an emergency surgery. Now, in the last couple of years, we've had the discussion multiple times with multiple vets saying like, well, I want to give him the best quality of life. If it does end up being most of his teeth, I want him to have his teeth for as long as he can. You know what I mean? But you know, not thinking of anything else, because I figure once you lose all your teeth, your life changes a little bit. You know what I mean? Dog, person, whatever. And so we got to the point to where the doctors were like, it's time. And so he went in for a surgery, and of course, very difficult. Well, I trust that vet so much. I have no problem with them. I've never had issues there. They always do a great job.
They're great with Indiana too.
The last time a dog of mine went to a vet for a surgery, he did not come out.
Who's that?
Rock.
Yeah, but he was
the same age. Milo's 12.
Yes.
Rock was 12.
Rock had huge tumors.
But we didn't know that.
I know.
But also, like, I don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just have no idea for things. And so the last, you know, there was a lot of different variables, but also the same kind of variables of having a dog that's under 15 pounds over the age of 10 getting put under anesthesia. That sometimes for a healthy dog still does not, and whether it's a big or a small dog, does not end well. And the little dogs have a higher risk with the anesthesia. So there was just a lot of emotion going into it. Like the day of, like we dropped him off at 8 a.m. We didn't get him until 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So he was gone we went and ran errands and came home and there was no dog there. And I was like, oh, it fucking freaks me out. So I had a little bit of an emotional day on Wednesday because just like, I would say it's a trigger. Like I'm not trying to use trigger in some sort of way, but this is the right place where I can use it. It triggered an emotional like event from my past because the last time my dog went in for a surgery or went into the vet for something emergency, he did not come out.
Yeah.
And you can't help but not think that for at least the time being, especially when you get no call from them for 6, 7, going on 8 hours.
Sure.
So it was just hard. But we got him back and had to cry before we got him, had to cry after we got him. Just because that's my man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like,
dude.
That's my dog. Like literally, and that's my boy. Like that's people who think their dogs are their kids. Yeah, that is my fucking kid. I gave birth to that dude. Just relax. You get the point of what I'm saying. It's like, that's my kid. Also, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
That's my kid.
Yeah.
That's my kid right now. And so it just, it was a lot. And then also in the last couple of days, he's been very snappy at me.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like when I'm trying to like comfort him and give him love, he snaps and like comes to bite me.
But it's a toothless snap.
Well, he still can never catch up to me. He's only ever bit me 2 or 3 times, and twice was on the face because I brought him close and he sneak attacked me.
Well, he's only gumming you now. He lost every tooth.
Well, yeah, I forgot to mention that. 3 were surgically removed. The other 20 just fell out. And we had no idea to the extent of how bad it was. Had we known, maybe we would have done it earlier, but also he might have had to have more surgically removed.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like, was he in pain? Probably, but did waiting longer maybe help his recovery? I don't know. But like, all we're looking at is that it's given him extra years and that, no infections and stuff like that. We've given him his meds.
Let me tell you, dude. First of all, don't second guess yourself. There's nothing worse than the online people who tell you how to take care of your dog or your cat or your kid. It is the fucking worst group of people. Right? So don't worry about it. You don't have to preface, I know that you love that dog, you take care of that dog, and so who gives a fuck what anybody else says?
Right.
And you guys, if you remember, Milo had been adopted and given back. He was a difficult dog, and you guys rode out the difficult, rode out the angry, rode out the snapping, and just loved him to the point where he felt comfortable.
True.
So do you guys literally saved that little dude's life multiple times?
100%.
So don't let anyone question you or your decisions with your animal, because it's all hindsight and who the fuck knows.
Yeah, it's true.
All you know now is that he's home, he's healthy, he's happy, and he hates you.
He does hate me right now. And so, but that's also the hardest part is like when you just try to give him a whole bunch of love and he just like, you take a step towards him or you even look at him and I look at him and he's just angry. And so
what about snack? Do you give him treats?
Yeah, but sometimes even when I get close to him with the treats, he tells me to fuck off and leave the snack so he can have it without me next to him.
What does he say? Drop it.
No, he looks at me like we call it his little Joker Grinch smile because like when he did have teeth, his snarl would go all the way back because he's got a long snout.
Yeah, so
it would be here and then it would be all the way back and then it almost would curl up at the end. And so it was like a Joker Grinch kind of move. But now he doesn't. And he doesn't have any teeth, and he's way less scary without the teeth. I'll tell you what. But he's still slower than me. He still can't ever catch me.
He's also 8 pounds.
12.
Okay. I think I took a dump today that was half his weight.
Possible.
Not possible. Definite.
You're saying you took a 6-pound shit?
No, but I am going to weigh myself next time. Have you ever done that? Weighed yourself pre-poop and then post-poop?
Yep.
What's the biggest difference?
2.5 pounds.
Yeah, me too. I had like a 2 1/4.
Yeah.
Like a Whopper.
I got 2 quarter-pounders. Sorry. Yeah, it's just been a hard week.
Yep.
With Milo and, feeling like you did something wrong or you're just trying to love him and he just doesn't want to accept the love.
Here's the thing. And as somebody who's a parent, you a lot of times have to make decisions for your kids. And this is for every pet owner. You have to make decisions that you don't know the right answer. You have to do what you think is best. You could have taken him to the vet and they would have had to surgically remove 10 teeth, which would have been way more painful.
And expensive.
Yeah, okay. But either one, dude.
No, I'm just like adding on top of it.
But point being, like, we do our best. We make decisions for pets also. Sometimes you have to decide. You have to weigh, can I afford that? Can I do that? Is that something possible? Or is it something I can mitigate until I can afford it? This is all the things. Mm-hmm. But here's what you did do. You saved that little dude's life. Mm-hmm. You guys love him unconditionally, even though, admittedly, there are times where he's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Love him, though.
Love him. But point being, dude, so don't second guess. Neither one of you should second guess yourselves. You know who you are in your heart. So don't let what anybody else might chime in on. You did what you did. He's healthy and he's home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt way less when he bites you now.
Yeah. I'm not worried about what other people think. I'm really not. I'm just like, it was just like the whole process of worrying about him.
He's home and he's healthy.
Yeah, I know. But also then him not, I just want to give him love. I want to go back to like,
why don't we get him like some real big fake teeth? So when he smiles, he's got like human teeth.
He would not like it.
Why don't we get him a grill?
With what teeth?
Well, we put fake gold teeth in there.
How would you want to put your hand near his mouth?
With no teeth?
What?
What's he going to do? Gum me?
Probably.
Okay.
Also, apparently, there's something that happens when dogs lose their teeth. It's called mastifies. So like their gums get hard where their teeth are supposed to be. So it might be like just like a blunt bite and not just gum.
He's also 8 pounds.
12.
Right. But you know what I mean. So
I know, because 8 and 12 are two different numbers.
Yes, they are. I get how you're feeling and feel the feels, but just know you guys have been so good to him and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just want my cuddle buddy back. I just want him to be like loving on me, but he just
gay.
Yeah. You're just mad because you can't cuddle your dog because you don't let him on furniture.
Well, I would.
I know, but you're just jealous because you don't get to cuddle your dog on furniture.
Honestly, dude, he also sheds so much. It would be such an inconvenience.
Put a blanket down.
But then I got to lay on the hairy blanket?
No, just make one his designated blanket that he lays on when he wants to get on the couch.
Yeah.
I did it while you guys were gone.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not up to me.
Yeah. Well, when I last watched your house, I put a blanket on top of the couch and I let him get up there.
Did he like it?
He loved it. You know how he was so excited.
Yes, he loves it.
He just wanted to be involved.
I know, he loves it. I get down on the ground and I pet him.
No, but he was so, like, when he got up there, he was like, wait, like, you're letting me be involved in what's happening right now? And he was literally upside down, legs stretched out, and just sat there for, like, legit an hour and a half.
Sprawled out on the couch.
And he was stoked. He was so excited. He was like, you're, am I part of the group now? And I was like, yeah, dude, get on up here. And he was fucking stoked.
When did he carefully get up, or was he like, or is this a trick, or did he jump right up? I was like,
come on, and he put a paw up, and I was like, both paws, and he took his paw down. And I go, no, you're good, dude. And he went, all right, and he just jumped up. I used to do that with Rock too when you guys were out of town.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know. I just hid Rock under a blanket while you guys were home. I just had him next to me on the couch for like 4 hours.
He's amazing.
Bro didn't move.
What do you want to talk about today?
Well, you talked about what you wanted to do with your comedy. I want to talk about that. Did you see that thing I sent you at the Dallas airport? About that woman who got naked and stabbed people with a pencil?
Now, did you read the article?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about it.
So it looks like in the article, something happened. She seemed to be having some sort of dramatic breakdown.
That probably goes without saying.
Right, yes. She proceeded to then strip naked, run through the terminal, stab 2 different people with a pencil.
Uh-huh.
And then she was found. She went running around the terminal.
I read something in the headline about biting.
Oh yeah, she did bite a couple people also. But then she was found by an emergency exit, sobbing, covered in blood. Naked.
Whose blood?
Probably the people she stabbed
with a pencil.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, you really got to get into it if you stab somebody with a pencil. I mean, you stab someone with a fork.
Yeah, but metal and lead are different.
I know, dude. A fork seems easier to stab somebody with.
Yeah, but I didn't stab.
You stabbed him with a fork.
I didn't. No, it did not. It didn't. Okay, classify a stab. Classify a stab. I think a stab is it like sticks in. It has to like it never stuck in. I just broke some of the first 5 out of the first 7 layers of skin and then dragged it down his forearm.
So would you call it a poke? It feels more than a poke.
I would call it more of like a scrape.
A scrape implies just a scrape. You stabbed first.
No, but it didn't.
Matt, will you Google the definition of stab?
I think it has to puncture all 7 layers of skin. I don't think it did. It didn't make a puncture.
Easy there, Doogie Howser. What do you mean 7 layers of skin?
Your skin has 7 layers.
Like a bean dip?
Your skin has 7 layers.
Name them.
Go fuck yourself and then 2 more fucks. I don't know.
That's 6.
3 more fucks. My point. I don't know, but the epidermis or your skin has 7 layers to it. That's why you have a stab. Thrust a
knife or pointed weapon into someone so as to wound or kill.
I didn't say
thrust with a knife or another pointed weapon. That's what you did. It was a thrust.
No, it was this is a thrust. It was more of like a gavel motion.
Nah, dude. That's a thrust or with a pointed weapon. That's a stab. A noun. Nah, because you stabbed him.
I jabbed him. I prodded him. I like prod more. I didn't stab him.
Okay, whatever.
I assaulted him.
That's what you did.
With a fork.
Yeah, if you were not a child, you might have got arrested.
Probably.
Anyway, so this woman's at the airport.
And yeah, so she just had not a casual freak out, but a serious mental breakdown. And it didn't say why, it didn't say she was on drugs, but then again, I just read it. It had just come out like the day before.
Right.
So I don't think they have any.
Oh, I moved and the fart came up.
I'm so glad I'm still over here. By the way, before we continue, do you like this hat?
Oh.
Do you like this camel on this hat? Where is it? It's here.
Yeah, I do like
cool
it.
Camel, right?
Yeah, what hat is that?
It's a brand called Primitive.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in an airport?
Well, remember that one time we were going through TSA and we saw that 8-year-old kid with his mom do the most horrific thing I think I've ever seen anyone do in an airport?
Tell everybody.
Okay. So there's an 8-year-old, probably around 8 or 9-year-old kid, little boy walking with his mother through TSA. And she looks exhausted. I mean, you remember when she looked?
Oh, dude, yeah.
She looked like she'd been traveling for 24 hours. Just one kid, not a group, not a family. It was just her and this kid. So she's obviously over everything that has to do with this young, fine gentleman. Okay. They get to TSA. He takes all of his stuff off and she does all of it for him. And she's behind him. He's first. And all of a sudden, this kid just decides to, at the start of the TSA conveyor belt, to put his tongue on the metal, lick the entire thing all the way to the x-ray machine.
Dude, so gross.
Walk through the x-ray machine and then continue to finish it for the rest of the belt after security. And I was like, and the mother literally stood behind him and watched and went, like, she just threw her hands up.
Dude, you know what she looked like? And I've been there as a parent. You're actually at that point where you're like, well, at least he's not talking to me.
Jesus.
That's it. You're like, at least he's doing something else besides talking to me.
But that kid.
Yes, he's licking the conveyor belt at LAX.
Have you ever seen, by the way, just for a fact, you ever seen one person ever sanitize or clean those things in your life?
No, dude.
Thank you.
Do you remember the TSA guy's face? He was looking at the kid and he goes, hey, don't. Okay.
Well, no, he was like, hey, buddy, hey, pal.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, kid. Like, he kept trying. And the mom was like,
she was just happy not that he was distracted by something.
Hey, buddy, hey, pal. Made me laugh.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, hey, pal.
Hey, buddy.
Now that kid is either is already dead or is never gonna get sick a day of his life.
That dude either died already or turned into Elon Musk. Like, I just don't.
For real, that's where COVID started. That kid. Like, he is Wuhan. He went to the Wuhan lab right after and was like,
like, this is how like zombie apocalypse start.
For sure. He ate
zero for everything.
Dude, he ate everybody's face on the plane.
Or he's the strongest kid alive.
I think that's what it is. Because he literally got every germ ever.
Ever.
Because everybody who's ever walked through LAX has touched that part of the silver with some part of their body.
Dude got malaria, E. coli, COVID before it was even a thing.
Dude, whatever King Tut died of, he has. Like, he got ancient Egypt, like everything, dude. Black Plague.
Yeah, I was going to say, he got legit, like, curses lifted from that fucking thing.
Absolutely.
Insane.
Dude. Yeah. He's got a little bit of everything.
What about you?
Oh, dude, for me, I think maybe the funniest. Okay, this is my favorite one. My theory, besides you, I'll tell you what. if you're pooping at the airport, it's an emergency. Now, you'll poop anywhere.
Oh, besides me, yeah. I will speak into the camera when I say this. I'll shit anywhere.
Anywhere.
You got to go. You got to go.
Jacob will poop anywhere. But for most people, pooping at the airport is like, you'll wait if you can. Because the truth is, you're pooping where 1,000 other people have pooped that day.
Sure.
It's when you think about the sheer numbers.
But I've actually seen people go in and clean those toilets.
Sure. Okay. I'm sure they're doing the best job they can. Really getting in there and cleaning
but at least they sanitize it, unlike the thing that kid licked.
Okay. So, but the truth is, if you're pooping at the airport and you're in that bathroom with a ton of other people and a ton of other poop, it's like not great. Anyways. So I go pee and I'm washing my hands in the sink, dude. And from inside the stall behind me, it sounds like somebody dropped. Do you know, like a piggy bank, like when you full of coins?
Sure.
Just sounds like he dropped that in the toilet.
Like little pellets?
Dude, it was like lots. And then it was like that. You know, like when a dolphin or a whale, the hole,
Blowhole?
that's what it sounded like.
Whoa.
And then you just hear from the stall, you hear, oh, why is this happening to me? I could not. And
That
honestly,
is
dude, you
awesome.
know my laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't make him feel good, but I was just like, but I told him, I go, well, it's happening to us all now, dude. Like now it's happening to everybody. So, but I told him good luck. I almost waited.
Godspeed.
Because I saw his shoes. I almost waited to see who it was when he walked out, but I was like, I don't want to humiliate this dude.
Well,
There was also that time at the airport when that old dude kept digging into his butt and sniffing his fingers.
What?
Oh my God.
When was this?
I was in Dallas at DFW.
Shocker.
And I'm sitting there and there's this dude who's reading a book and, you know, an actual book. And he's an older dude. And I love the fact that he's reading a book because my dad still read books. I like books. I don't like reading off. I like reading a book, you know?
Nerd.
And what I was thinking to myself is this is a gentleman. Look at this guy. Still reading a book. Got his arm out, sitting in nice posture.
Is that how you read?
And he's got his legs are crossed, so he's got one cheek up a little bit. And I see him start to reach his hand down, and I'm like, oh, no. And he goes digging into his butt, and then just a slow raise up, and I was like, oh, no. And he just fucking straight up, not a casual, yeah, it was a legit whiff. And I was just like, oh, and I was looking around to see if anyone else, and I'm looking, and I look across the way, and there was a woman eating her salad like this. Just paused. And we catch eyes. And I go, right? And she just puts her fork down. She goes, what the fuck? I was like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
That's a good response.
Yeah, we bonded over that grossness. But he got on our plane, and I made sure
to not sit next to him.
For sure. I wasn't sitting next to him anyways, but I would have asked him to wash his hands.
Or just not digging his ass and sniffing next to you.
Well, I'm going to assume that it isn't the first time he's done it without washing his hands. So
Probably.
I'm sure both hands are probably in pretty shatty shape.
Shatty shape.
Yeah.
Macy doesn't have pink eye.
Yeah, dude, right?
Seems like something you would get frequently because it doesn't seem like that's the first time he's done that.
No, I agree. Oh, dude. Can I tell you what I finished and I binged? That was so good, and I can't believe I'm so late to the game.
Dragon?
Slow Horses.
Oh, I thought you watched that already.
Holy fuck sticks.
I thought you watched that already.
I did. I binged it.
No, but remember we were talking with Alexander in Houston?
Yeah, but I had just started. And
Got it.
Dude, Slow Horses is so good, dude. And Gary Oldman, so good.
Slow Horses.
You know it's Wild Horses.
I know, it's Wild Horses. I just said Slow Horses. God damn it.
Well, I don't
just run with it for once in your life. For the love of God. I don't know. I know what we've sang it before. I know it's Wild Horses. If I just go Slow Horses, you could just go with it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you really know the Rolling Stones songs. You knew one Eagles song.
That does not speak for anything.
You knew one Eagles song.
I know the one Eagles song that everybody knows and we all hate.
Okay. But you didn't know. I was so sure you were going to know 3 other songs.
And I didn't because they're awful.
They're not awful.
Them at the Sphere is the concert nobody in this world asked for.
Yeah, I bet you the
Sphere is hemorrhaging money. They lost $250 million last year. You know why? Because they had the fucking Eagles show up. They lost $200 million just because of that.
I heard Harold Styles was going to be there.
Harold Styles is coming. Honestly, it's a concert I'd go see.
Would you drop the 500?
No. Just ask your management company.
They do not
It's
represent
not the sphere. That's right. It's
they do
just
not
dead.
represent Harold Styles.
Ooh.
What if he went by? You think he'd be as successful if he went by Harold Styles?
No. He's a cute Harold, though, but he wouldn't do well.
He wouldn't be as successful, right? If they were
Imagine girls from the stands, Harold! That doesn't sound good at all.
Doesn't. Harold Styles.
What's another name that sounds terrible if there's fans screaming at you?
Besides Harold?
Yeah.
Beatrice? Like if it was Beatrice Grande?
Gabriel?
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias. Well, maybe that's why he goes by Fluffy.
Bingo. Exactly. I was waiting for you to get there with that one. Melvin.
The Melvins, though, a great band.
Yeah, the Melvins. But Melvin.
Yeah.
Probably not itself great.
Yeah, I don't feel like Marty's not that sexy. Sorry, Marty O'Neill.
Randall.
Yeah.
Keith.
Teresa. Keith Richards.
Keith Urban.
Yeah, dude. That chick is hot. Yeah. The only person that looks more like Nicole Kidman than Nicole Kidman is Keith Urban.
I was going to say,
Can I tell you, by the way, how legit sore I am? My body is not recovering from the gym the way it used to. Dude, like,
because you're 60.
It's been rough sauce.
Yeah.
Today, I am so sore today from Monday and Tuesday. Wait, today's not Wednesday.
Nope. Today's Monday.
Nope. From Saturday and Sunday. I'm not used to being home on the weekend. My days were all discombobulated.
That's not how you say that.
It is.
Nope.
Nope.
Discombobulated.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm so sore, dude. And you know what I can't stop doing when I get in the gym?
Shitting yourself?
Is well, you're on one today, huh?
Well, usually that's when we talk about you pooping yourself.
That's when you talk about it.
No.
Do you know what I can't stop doing, dude? I can't stop looking at people younger than me and competing with them when I'm there.
It's never going to work out for you. You're going to tear something.
Oh, dude, I'm so sore. I was deadlifting and this guy kept putting plates on and I felt like he was daring me to put plates on. And
why don't you put your ego down for a little bit?
It's less ego and more competition. Is competition ego?
Yes.
I don't think so. Is it?
I think you think so. It's for you. It's a personal thing because it feels like it's a competition. Like you feels like someone's trying to top you, right?
No. I just want to be like you. Just because you're younger doesn't mean you're stronger.
That's ego.
Is it?
Matt,
when you're on the road and you're racing other people and they don't know you're racing them, is that ego?
I think some form of it, yeah.
Because you do that.
Not anymore.
I definitely don't do that anymore either. But a lot of times I used to race people and they don't know you're racing.
Oh, I do it off the line.
Yeah.
Oh, like
they don't know.
Oh, I still do that. Well, no, I feel like I like to be the first person off the line.
Do you think that's ego? Here's what I think it is. I like competition. And so competition motivates me. But
you're competing with someone who doesn't know that they're competing with you.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I like the feeling of competition. Ooh. Here's the other thing I was going to tell you.
Wait. We're not going to stay on this subject?
Just remind me to one other show I want to talk to you about.
Okay. It feels like it's an ego thing. For you, at least, or a pride thing. It's
maybe pride.
It's something deeper than just you wanting to compete.
I don't think so, dude, because I don't get to compete. I'm not playing pickleball yet. I don't play golf. So I don't get to go and compete with people. And so like this helps my motivation. You know, I don't hate people in the gym anymore. So if I can compete with them, like, you know what I mean? It just motivates me. But I'll tell you, I got to stop because
you're going to hurt yourself, dude.
So sore.
Compete with somebody closer to your age.
Yeah, but those old fucks don't lift at all.
That's what I'm saying. But you lifting at the age you're lifting at, if you can, not your age, someone close to your age, compete with a 40-year-old, not a 25-year-old.
So much more fun to compete with 25-year-olds.
Not when you hurt yourself.
That's true.
Not when your beard is as white as your t-shirt or your hat. Okay.
You stop it right now.
It's not.
My mustache isn't.
I didn't say your mustache. I said your beard. Because I can tell you didn't put any makeup in it today.
Don't call it makeup, you dick.
Mascara, dickhead. And right now I can tell you didn't put any in because you're looking straight silver fox. And that's not a bad thing. But it's like, dude, this is
why do you call it makeup? It's not makeup.
Mascara is makeup.
Yeah, but I'm not using it as makeup. I'm using it as hair color.
It's makeup.
I don't want makeup in my beard. I put color.
Makeup.
Color.
Mascara.
Yeah, but it's mascara, but I'm not using it as makeup. I'm using it as hair color.
That's not how that works. Mascara is
if I used hair coloring,
mascara is makeup.
But if I used hair coloring and put it
hair coloring.
Okay.
But you're using makeup to do hair color.
But mascara is for eyelashes, which is hair color.
That is not at all true. Because
eyelashes aren't hair?
But you can, I mean,
they're not hair?
I mean, I don't know.
Eyelashes aren't hair?
Are they?
Are you really saying that?
All I'm saying is,
what else are they if they're not hair? Eyebrows aren't hair? It's not hair?
I was just thinking about it. No, they are.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's hair. You're coloring hair. It's hair color.
It's makeup. It's not classified as hair color. It's classified as makeup. It's sold as makeup.
Classified as mascara.
Which is makeup. Where do you find mascara?
But it's two different things.
Where do you find mascara?
It's two different things.
Where do you find mascara?
Let's ask the people.
Where do you find mascara?
It's in the mascara section.
Which is around what else?
Near the makeup.
It's in the middle of the makeup.
No, it's not. It's separate.
It's not.
Let's ask the women. There's makeup and there's mascara. Two separate things.
No, because, okay, sure.
You're not the women.
I'll ask. That's fine.
We're asking the women right now.
Here, put your hand down out of my fucking frame.
Well, go back to there it is.
Hey, I'll ask right now. Is makeup, mascara, or hair color? It's just such a dumb argument.
This
is like when you tried to tell me Givenchy was pronounced, what did you say it was? Givenchy? You dumb fuck.
It's spelled Givenchy.
He was like, yeah, it's pronounced Givenchy. I go, Givenchy? And he goes, call your mom right now.
I think it's Givenchy, by the way.
It's Givenchy.
It's Givenchy. Givenchy is Givenchy.
Enchy is
Givenchy.
Givenchy. Givenchy. You can say it as much as you want. I've already called mom and talked to her about it, and she proved that.
She says it's what?
Givenchy. Givenchy. I'm not gonna keep doing it. Givenchy. You can keep saying whatever you want. I know what it is, and you can keep saying it over me, but it's Givenchy.
Givenchy.
You just said it way past me, Givenchy. It's Givenchy. So that's what it is, and I know it is. Just like Christian Louboutin. Like
Louboutin?
Louboutin. There's a B in it. Louboutin.
As in Louboutin?
Yeah.
It's Louis Vuitton.
Oh my God. See, this is the thing. There are two different companies.
Vitton?
There are two different companies. Christian Louboutin and Louis Vuitton are two different things.
They sound like real life cousins.
Yeah.
You going out with Louboutin? Nah, I'm going Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. No, they're two different companies.
Louboutin?
Christian Louboutin and Louis Vuitton. Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. What's Louboutin?
You know mom's spiky heels with the red bottoms?
Yeah.
Louboutin. Christian Louboutin.
Christian Louboutin? That sounds made up.
You want me to Google it right now?
No, I don't give a fuck enough to know.
No, because you know I'm right and you don't want to lose something else on the podcast.
Lose something else?
You're going to lose the debate about mascara.
Lose baton?
You're going to lose the debate about mascara not being
I'm going to win. Mascara is not makeup. Mascara is separate from makeup. But it's hair color.
Do you no, that's all wrong. None of that is right. Like completely wrong.
Yeah, let's not get into Louboutin. I don't care.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I actually really enjoyed doing the podcast from all the way back here. Better frame, and hopefully we can zoom in more and take this big ass head out of my fucking frame because he's still there.
Listen, guys.
Yeah, so me being back here will be able to edit out Megamind from my frame for most of the show.
Let me tell you guys where we're gonna be, man. April 4th and 5th, we're in Stamford, Connecticut with Lee Syatt.
Richard's mom's coming.
Dick Cadillac?
No, Richard's mom.
Oh, Richard's mom. Okay. So 4th and 5th, Stamford, Connecticut. Lee Syatt may be a very special guest.
Ooh, yeah.
I
hope so.
4th through the 10th, we are in Dania Beach, Florida, which is basically Fort Lauderdale.
4th through the 10th?
Nope. 10th through the 12th.
Cool. I was gonna say, are we doing 6 days of shows?
10th through the 12th. We're in Dania Beach, which is the Fort Lauderdale Improv.
Dania.
Guys, by the way, these Friday night late show mushroom shows, I'm taking it to the next level.
I love last time we were in Dania Beach.
Yep, me too. Big Poppy came through.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
So, and then we're taking a week off. I'm going to go back to the Sphere. and we're going to go see another Dead & Co show. And then we're in Grand Rapids at Dr. Grin's the 24th, 25th, 26th of April.
Uh-huh.
Then May 2nd and 3rd, we are in Tulsa, Oklahoma with our friend Tara, Italian last name. Why can't I remember her last name? She's going to kill me. I keep saying consigliere, but that's not it. That's
Stromboli.
Canastasi.
Oh, Canastasi?
Yeah, sorry, Tara.
Right? Canastasi?
Sorry. But she's so funny.
Canna cannoli.
And then Canna cannoli.
Hey, it's Tara Canna cannoli.
She's gonna punch you in the face for that one.
Oh,
and then I don't know where we are the next week after that.
I think we have.
No, we might be in Cincinnati.
We're in Cincinnati the May 8th and 9th.
Okay.
I know that for sure. Or 9th and 10th. One of
with
those.
Sarah Lawrence.
Yes. And then also at the end of May, we or in the middle of May, we do one day in Saginaw.
Yeah, guys. Anyways, come see the show.
Random one day in the middle of the week.
It's so amazing. ComedianJoshWolf.com for tour dates.
And tickets.
Josh Wolf Comedy?
I'll do this for us.
Okay.
ComedianJoshWolf.com for tour dates and tickets. Thank you guys as always for doing this. It's not possible without any of you. Come see us. The shows are super fun. And I think every Thursday night, I'm going to try something new on the road and just kind of see how it works out.
I think that is a great way to challenge yourself.
And I already have multiple things that I'm going to talk about. I think I'm about to write a joke about how I can poop anywhere.
Listen, dude, I have been challenging you to do something new every week.
Yeah. And
I think it'll be great.
We're going to figure it out. I'm going to try some new things. Josh Wolf Comedy on all platforms. It's Jake Wolf on TikTok, Jake_Wolf on Instagram. Yeah, that's it, man. Look, I had a lot of emotional week with my dog. So if you have a furry friend at home, give him a hug. I still have my dog, and give your furry friends a hug, and I love you. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't own an animal. But that's it for us. Thank you guys as always for tuning in, and as always, do something nice for someone today. Tell somebody you love them. We'll see you next week.
See you, everybody. Hey, if you like this podcast you just watched, you're gonna love the one I'm popping up in your face right now. Check it out.